Okay, tell us who you are.
My name's Brian Lemaster.
Okay, Brian, and how did you meet Dave Canterbury?
Actually, through Critter. Critter and I are pretty good friends, and kind of turned me on to the YouTube videos. Just probably like everybody else, you know, and watched hundreds of them. In fact, I got probably at least 100 of them on my phone. So
yeah,
you know, just that's really how it got started for me. And then I was lucky enough to meet Dave in person and last year's gathering, and so it just kind of has manifested since then.
Okay, and what initially, drew you to Dave?
Oh, his I guess his teaching style. It's a lot like mine, really laid back. You know, real personable, simple.
Yes.
You know, stuff you can relate to. Nothing complicated.
Yep.
It just makes sense.
Okay.
Know? And he just does really well. He knows his stuff.
Okay. Now you're hardly inexperienced, but in your time with Dave, what have you learned from him?
Oh wow, a lot. You know, I've learned that to be lazy. You know, part of it, you know, calorie conservation. I think sometimes we make it harder than it is. You know, the Pathfinder concepts are really pretty simple.
Yep.
You know, knife is, I guess in some eyes, it's an underrated tool. And from what I've learned, it's probably the most important tool because it's hard to manufacture that out, you know, out in the wilderness. So I'd have to say that, you know, the concepts, just, you know, the 5 C's and things like that, I hadn't really thought about.
Yeah.
So really, you know, that's, you know, I learned just to keep it simple. You know, that let food come to you, like you were saying, you know, today. Don't necessarily spend your time on things that, you know, are not going to be valuable.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Now, and with your insight to your time with Dave and everything, what does it personally mean to you to be a Pathfinder?
To me personally, well, it means, you know, I got a lot to work on. Obviously, I mean, there's a lot involved in this. I just, you know, to stay committed to learning new things, sharing it with others.
Yeah.
You know, my son and I are here today, you know, here this week actually, you know, together. And you know, making the time to learn the skills and to develop the skills, and just be appreciative of Dave and his knowledge and what he's passed on or trying to pass on to everybody. So really, I mean, to me, being a Pathfinder is just learning new things, having an open mind to learn things.
Yes.
And then you know, putting those skills to use, because if you don't get out and do it, then it's pretty much just useless knowledge.
Okay.
So, you know, I've wasted enough brain space and time, you know, in my time, and you got to get out there and actually do the stuff. You can't be an armchair commando or a keyboard commando and expect to have a skill. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, last of all, Brian, if you would like to say thanks to Dave personally, just here's your chance.
Yeah, Dave, great guy, man. Got a lot of knowledge, and you're down to earth, and appreciate you taking your time and to put a week aside, you know, this year to share your knowledge, and just thanks for being, you know, down to earth person, just a good-hearted person who loves kids, and just can't thank you enough for the opportunity to be here with my son this week and have some family time.
All right, now who are you?
Name's Sean McElroy.
Okay, Sean, how did you find out about Dave Canterbury?
I started looking on YouTube for different videos on bushcraft, and at the time when I started looking, I didn't even know bushcraft was a term. You know?
Yeah.
It was pretty much, I wanted an adult version of Boy Scouts.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you there. All right, and so you found Dave, and what was it that drew you to him and his approach?
It's more or less the fact that Dave just comes off as a guy that's honest. I mean, you can just, when you see him sitting there in the middle of the woods and he's talking to you, you really do feel like he's connecting with you.
Yep.
Like he's a guy that you not only want to know, but want to learn from.
Okay, cool. Now, so in your time as a Pathfinder student, what have you learned from Dave?
Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
I mean, you know, I grew up on MacGyver,
and
it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
You know, I think MacGyver would have been a Pathfinder student if he had the right timing. You know?
He would have needed a haircut. All right.
I don't think the golden locks would have helped him that much.
So, in your words, what does it mean to you to be a Pathfinder student?
It means to not just learn, but teach.
Wonderful.
If you have something that you know how to do, no matter how small, be willing to, at any time, be willing to show it.
Yep. Okay. And if you'd like to say thank you to Dave, then here's your chance.
Thanks, Dave. This is more than most people can ask for.
Okay.
Thanks for being you.
Here we go.
Sit or stand?
You can sit, stand, whatever you like, whatever you're more comfortable with. Okay. All right. Gonna sit. Cool.
Yeah.
We already know, but tell us who you are.
Lance Canterbury.
Okay. And Lance, I've been asking everybody this question, so I kind of have to ask you. Tell us how you found out or met Dave.
Well, he's my dad.
I think it's pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you know, I've been asking everybody else what drew them to Dave, and like your mom, like Iris said, you know, good Lord. Give me 1 second, guys. Thank you very much. Iris said he's muscles, so I'm going to ask you a little different question here. What is it that you like most about your dad?
Well, his leadership ability.
Yeah.
I don't have. That's one thing I pick up from him. I like that.
Very cool. And
his ability to teach.
there you go.
And explain what he's thinking.
I think everybody can agree with that wholeheartedly. Now this is kind of you obviously can't fill this next question totally because you know you've spent more time with him than most people. But what is it that you have learned from your dad?
That I have learned from my dad. A lot of things. Being self-reliant for one, not only in the woods but just in life itself. You know, getting out of the house and getting a job, doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And getting it done. So that's the main thing.
Okay, very cool. Now, if you could tell us, Lance, in your own words, what does it mean to you to be a Pathfinder?
Well, I'm still working on that. I'm not fully into the system yet. I'm just now getting in with everybody else. So that's going to be a lot.
Okay. All right. And last but not least, if you'd like to say thanks to Dave, here's your opportunity.
Thanks, Dad.
All right. Tell us who you are.
My name's Andre Crawford.
Nice to meet you, Andre, again.
Yeah.
How is it you found out about Dave?
General interest, started searching around on the internet, found his YouTube videos, and have been watching and learning ever since.
Okay. And what was it that drew you to Dave?
The ease of understanding in the explanations that you got, and the you know, it was made simple. You could watch and understand, and then actually go out and do it.
Yep, I agree. Now, in the time that you've been following Dave, what is it you think you've learned from him?
Biggest things that I've learned is that you don't have to make things complicated to make it work. And most of the time, the simple route is more efficient and easier and
For sure. Okay.
works better.
Now, in your own words, what does it mean to you to be a Pathfinder?
In my own words, what does it mean to me? It's a sense of community. It's a sense of knowing that I'm learning to be self-reliant, to take care of myself.
Okay.
And know that I have something that, even if I have nothing, it's still there.
Yes, for sure. Okay. I think that's everything but the last one. So if you'd like to go ahead and say thank you to Dave, just right there.
Right on. Thanks for all you do, Dave. This experience here at the gathering has been awesome. I can't believe the amount of generosity and teaching and learning and community sense that you've brought everyone together. Can't wait for next year.